for a second here. Welcome everyone. This is Docket 6680 TE 115, the application of Wisconsin Power and Light Company for approval of an individual contract rate service agreement for a large load customer in Beaver Dam, Dodge County, Wisconsin. My name is Michael Newmark, the Administrative Law Judge for the PSC. And we're here for the second time today, the public hearing session, where we'll be taking public comments on the application. Thursday we'll be meeting also here on Zoom for the party hearing session, where we'll have I'll receive evidence from the parties and commission staff, and the witnesses will be subject to questioning. I'll just add that we do request that members of the public don't connect to Zoom for that, that they observe that hearing on the YouTube channel on the live stream, unless you don't have an adequate internet connection. So I just wanted to show you instructions about that on our notice of hearing, displaying that here. So for public observation, feel free to click the link on our notice of hearing or copy it here so that you can get to our live stream for Thursday's hearing. And we can go off the record. I'll just give some more preliminary issues now. So some of you are probably familiar with this. I see a few pro tip users here. I've already said that they don't want to comment, so I see that. But welcome everyone. I don't think I announced that my name is Michael Newmark, the Administrative Law Judge for the PSC. So we're here to take your public comments. Want to make sure everyone's aware of how to do that. So some basic rules of the road here. It's pretty simple. We want to get your opinion on the case. So the process is I have a list of people on the participant list here from Zoom, and I unfortunately forgot to set it so that you can see what I see. I'm going to try to change that shortly, but I'll be announcing your name. There's not too many people here right now. I'll be announcing your name, have you unmute and turn on your screen, your camera, so we can see you. And then I'll swear you in, get your name, have you state it for the record, have you spell it for us, and then have you give us your comment on the case. So basically, want to know what you think. And the biggest rule we have is just to speak slowly and clearly. We have a court transcriptionist here who will be typing, and her fingers will need to go as fast as your words. So if you just give her a break and be slow and clear with your words. So the other thing is, we just don't want any interruptions. So just let everyone get a chance to speak one at a time. Besides that, you'll get the hang of it once we get started. But some other things you should know is that my job is basically to create the record in the case. It's the documents that were used to make the decision on this application. Basically, it'll be the documents that I receive on Thursday from the parties, a transcript of that hearing, and the transcript of today's hearing, as well as the written comments that I receive that get filed in the case. So all that gets packaged up and it gets presented to the commissioners who run our agency. We have 3 commissioners. They'll review the record and make a decision based on those documents. They meet an open meeting to make the decision, and then a written order gets issued based on that decision. It's emailed to the parties in the case and also put on the commission's website. So I can show you on our notice of hearing. I got that on the screen share here. But that's a way to get to the documents in the case is to use this link to our case management system. That's the easiest way to get to the documents. And other information, you can actually subscribe to notice to get when new filings are put on in this case. You can also get an update of our schedule. Subscribe to that. So just something to know. But the other item in here, I forgot to mention this in the afternoon, but we did put a little caveat here in the notice just to make people aware that the commission's jurisdiction isn't to make a decision on whether a data center should be built or where it should go. The commission's jurisdiction is strictly on utility service, And in this case, it's the terms and conditions by which the customer in this on this contract would take service from Wisconsin Power and Light. So that may impact the situation with the data center, but it's not a direct decision. We don't have any authority to tell a data center it's okay to be here, or where to be exactly, how to build a data center. It's not within our power to do that. But we want your opinion on the case, and we're not going to restrict what you say in any way. Just want to give you an idea of what the parameters of our authority are. And so, like I mentioned, the commissioners are going to be making the decision in the case. So basically, you're speaking to them if you want to persuade them to agree with your position, and they'll be reading the transcript in order to see that comment. And in terms of filing a written comment, basically they'll get your comment in writing, of course, so they'll basically see all comments in the same way. So I just wanted to, we don't have a lot of people here, but in case we get a flood of people, if you've already filed a written comment, it's probably best if you just observe. We already have your comment. I'm not going to cross-check if you already filed a comment, so I'm not going to stop you, but just in case we want to be respectful and make sure we can get everyone's comment in. So if you choose to forego giving a second comment, we'd appreciate that. Also on the chat, I'm going to just send more details about filing a written comment, just in case for whatever reason you feel more comfortable doing that, or you get disconnected or something in the Zoom. So we will be taking written comments up until March 3rd. So just so you know, that means we need to have the comment in our office by the 3rd. So that's kind of all the basics that I wanted to give you guys. At this point, we can start taking people for comments, and let's do it. I'm going to turn off the screen share, see if I can't adjust the list. Once I do that, I get a few more things pop up on my screen, but it's not letting me share what I see in terms of the participant list. So I apologize that I'll just announce your names as I see them here, and just give you a second to get organized. So because you don't know if you're on deck or not. I could probably give you a couple of names at a time, so you know whether you'll be coming up soon. So first of all, we have Angela Kleinhold, and then Dawn Moynihan, and then Erin Vins. Those are the three people that we'll take first. So if you're Angela, can you put your screen on? I'm sorry, your camera, not your screen.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And
yeah. I'm going to send you a pop-up. Maybe that will help you find that. Oh, maybe it's working. There you are. Okay. Oh, we had you. There we go. All right, just don't do anything. You're good. All right, got you there. I'm going to unmute you too. I can do that from here. Okay, perfect. All right, so you're our first witness. So we're going to show everyone how this is done. So first of all, raise your right hand, and I'm going to swear you in. So do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to mute the other person there. Okay, so can you state your name first and then spell it for us?
It is Angela Keelhold, Kielhold. First name spelling Angela.
All right. Thanks very much. So give us your comment, please.
I particularly have a problem with the documents not fully disclosing exactly how everything is going to be taken care of. It should be a completely transparent thing. This is for the public. This affects us greatly, and everything should be available to us to review, to read, to have access to. This is not going to be the first data center, and it's not going to be the last. There should be no reason that it is a individual contract. These need to be approached the same, and making sure that the public are protected from the costs of these data centers. There's no reason we should be funding the bill for multi-billion-dollar companies when most of us are scraping by just to make ends meet. Trying to individualize these contracts is going to put everybody at a great disadvantage. And until everybody is able to have all the facts, I'm asking that this contract be rejected.
All right, I appreciate hearing that. All right, well, thanks very much. We'll take the next person then.
Thank you.
All right, so I think I called Dawn next.
Yes,
Let me get you in here. Okay, perfect. Great. So I'll swear you in. Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, state and spell your name, please.
Dawn Moneyhan, Moneyhan.
Okay,
I
go
want to
ahead.
thank you for the opportunity to testify tonight. The things I feel the commission needs to know about me: I am a teacher, I'm a healthcare worker, I'm the spiritual leader of the Quawog Indigenous Culture Church in Juneau, Wisconsin, in Dodge County. We are neighbors to Beaver Dam. I'm also an enrolled tribal elder of the Little River Band of Ottawa Indians, and I am a water protector. I have lived in Juneau for over 19 years, so I have been an Alliant Energy customer for over 19 years, and I am a homeowner. There's been a lot of testimony given already, and I want to say first, I agree with all of those who are opposed to this proposal. And then I want to look at this from another perspective that I have not heard given yet. First, starting with what is a public service commission? Just the very job title alone obligates by law that this commission protect the public. And this proposal, what we have been allowed to see of it, does not clearly show us that that is happening. This is something that can be enforced and upheld by the rule of law with our Wisconsin court system. And our Indigenous members, at least of this society, are quite familiar with that court system and prepared to go ahead and pursue legal action against the Public Service Commission should you not respect and take care of your obligation to public service. With that said, there is also no room in the Public Service Commission for partisan politics. And I want that to be on the record as a reminder to all of our commissioners. Please do not go there with us. We deserve better than that. You were put there to serve all of us and not just some. The data centers that are bringing this proposal forward, or the cause of this proposal, that is partisan politics. So please recognize that on the record. Also to be recognized, taxation without representation. Here in Juneau, we are in a unique situation. There are other communities around us that share this unique situation. We do not live in the jurisdiction where these data centers are being built, so we have no voice publicly to oppose them. But they are being forced in places where they are going to directly impact how we live and how we afford to live and survive where we are in our communities. So this actually qualifies as taxation without representation. So I am wondering if the Public Service Commission is prepared to deal with the loss of property taxes for all of the people who qualify, as I do, with taxation without representation. So this perspective that has not been voiced yet, I want to talk about the ripple effect that's going to happen if this proposal is accepted. The bills for utilities and water are going to go up. We already know that's happening now, and it's going to continue. We are already in a situation where anybody in the state of Wisconsin making under $100,000 a year is struggling financially. Unemployment is growing, and inflation is growing with it. Homeowners are going bankrupt. Homes are being foreclosed on. This means less property taxes because we have fewer property tax payers. This means more strain on the safety net programs because people are more in need just to survive. And it means fewer taxpayers to contribute to the system to cover those safety net programs. It means increased violence and crime, and there are plenty of statistics to support that. It means a lower state budget because, again, we have fewer property taxpayers if people are losing their homes. There will be pollution to clean up, and there is no contingency plan yet that I've heard of to cover the pollution cleanup, and who will pay for that. Infrastructure projects that start will not be able to complete because there will be no public taxpayer funding to support that. So the data centers that these proposals are going to support will come to a screeching halt, which means they won't be able to function, and the contracts with the data centers are going to come into question. And who's going to pay for that? Fewer people are going to then also be able to afford to use technology, which is going to contribute to the data centers as well. So who wins if we allow this proposal to go through? Nobody. This literally is a roadmap to its own dead end. Who's actually going to pay for all of this? Well, in the beginning, it's going to hit the lowest on the poverty line first. But once they take us out, it's going to leave everybody else. So those who are making over $100,000 a year, and including the companies that are proposing, like Alliant is right now, you're going to pay for this. All of those upper income taxpayers are going to end up paying for this. And they are also going to end up paying to reinforce the safety net programs because otherwise people are going to die. So if the Public Service Commission is going to allow something like this to happen, who is there left in place to protect the public? The public. And with the redacted files that we have been allowed to see, we don't know how to protect ourselves because you're not even allowing us that. We're not being given the information so that we can prepare for the worst and maybe even, attempt to save ourselves one community at a time. That's being stripped from us. So I'm asking for you to live by your job title, respect it, abide by it, and abide by the citizens of Wisconsin's needs. The majority of our population. These are the people that are going to be impacted and that you are relying on to pay for this, but yet you are going to strip our funding. All of it, our incomes. You're going to push us so far into debt that many people are going to die. We already have a homeless crisis in this state. What's going to happen when that increases? We have no heat in the winter, no electricity. How are we going to survive the heat waves in the summer? Who's going to take responsibility for all of the people who are going to die as a result? And who is going to put a price on that life, each of those lives? And who is going to be able to recoup that price on each of those lost lives? So we're looking at a ripple effect that goes far beyond what's on the surface that so many people are not really paying attention to. Like I said, this plan is literally mapped to destroy itself because if you strip the resources needed to make it happen, everything crumbles. When you destroy the foundation of anything, everything above it crumbles and everything below it gets buried. Every single one of us is in there somewhere, even all of you. The taxpayers of Wisconsin are the foundation of our state. It's now up to you, the Public Service Commission, whether or not we all crumble or get buried alive. Don't just vote morals, vote common sense and self-preservation too. Vote no on this secret proposal that we aren't even allowed to see due to the redactions. You aren't just issuing death sentences here, you're also preventing us from protecting ourselves, our communities, and our future generations with preparations so that we can do something to survive this. It's being forced on us, and that is how our country began, and it's about time that it stops because nobody's going to tell us what to prepare for. So you're leaving it to us. You don't want us to protest, but yet what else do we have left to do? We come here and we speak, we expect to be listened to. Vote as if this were coming to your own backyard because it will reach you soon enough. This whole data center situation requires us to be proactive because reactive will be too late. Thank you.
All right, thanks very much. Take care of a raucous cat. I'll be right there. Okay, peace is now at hand. All right, let's take our next person. Is it Aaron Vins? V-I-N-Z. I think I indicated you next. So Aaron, did you want to comment? Okay, I'm going to mark you as no answer for now. We'll get back to you at the end. So we have Jacob Zier, Jed Downs, and Jody Schildschlag. We'll take you guys in order. So Jacob first.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not seeing. Why don't I see you?
Yeah, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
I
you
can
see
hear
me?
you. Yep, I can
Okay.
hear you, but I can't
Ex-
see you. Hang on.
Really? Oh. Well, I make sure the lights turned on, just,
I see
bright
'em.
enough to. Oh, you can?
I can.
Oh, thank you.
It's kind of odd. Okay, I don't know why I'm not seeing you. All right, Jacob, let me swear you in. Raise your right hand.
Yeah, of course.
Do you swear or affirm?
Is this my left or my right? It's hard. It is my left. My right hand.
I think you're good. Yes. All right. So do you
I'm
swear
taking
or
the
affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Absolutely.
All right. State
I
and
believe
spell
it.
your name for us, please.
My name is Jacob Zier. Jacobzeier.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, well, I kind of know what to say. I mean, except it's, well, I mean, I agree with what the woman thought. I definitely agree that the whole data center is like it's really bad, or it's really a cancer, and I can't, because if the data centers, if they overpower us, we won't be able, how will we eat, how will we live, and you know I know, I need, not that I'm trying to live in fear of paranoia here, but there has to be something to be done with the issue. I mean, a while back, I did I sort of gave a little bit of a speech, like this was towards the DeForest, like the village board of DeForest, and I basically read off a little script I typed up on my phone, which is, I mean, like of course I am being a bit, that my morals on the data center, I mean, they do seem pretty, quite, simple, whatever, but I don't see what's so wrong with that. I mean, I think that, instead of trying to overcomplicate everything, but I can't really think of anything else to say. So, hopefully other people, because obviously it wouldn't be fair for me to be hogging everything, because I think it's best to keep everything very concise. So,
Okay. Well, I appreciate you expressing your concerns.
yes, my opinion is, my opinion, hopefully, that someone would hopefully see validity in it.
Sure. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us. Feel free to stay on
Yeah,
and listen. Okay.
of course.
So Jed Downs, I think I called you next. If you'd like to comment, okay. Yeah, that's right. I saw you there before.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Jet Downs. I'm a physician currently working as a manual osteopath.
So let me
part-time.
swear you in first, and then we'll
sorry about
continue
that.
on. That's okay. You've been waiting. I know. I've seen you there for a while. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. So state your name and spell it for us.
Okay.
And if you could speak a little slower than you just did.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. My name is Jed Downs. My legal name is John, but I don't answer to it. I'm a practicing physician doing osteopathic manipulative therapy in Fitchburg. I live in the Cross Plains. All right. I think I'll start with my asks first, and then I'll sort of go into some of my concerns. Asks are that that instead of having these non-disclosure agreements that we have, open tariff discussion with regards to how utilities work with very large consumers, which basically means data centers. I asked for that there be transparency. The PSC's job is to protect the public, and without transparency, how do we figure out who's accountable for what? Um, you know, with local governments, we don't know how they're being influenced. Are they being influenced basically because they believe that they're expanding the tax base and they're going to be able to better serve their communities? Or are there any, kickbacks? What kind of relationships may exist? Um, do they consider the impact of the potential financial burdens or health burdens which are going to be placed upon Wisconsinites? Health burdens coming from increased particulate pollution and potential for damage to the water table. We don't know how much water is being used. We don't, we know that in western Wisconsin, there have been areas where streams have dried up and people's wells have gone dry because of the impact of high capacity agricultural wells, which pale in size in comparison to the amount of water typically needed by a data center. Um, who, you know, who's going to be culpable for loss of wells? Who's going to be culpable for expansion of public utilities in terms of water and sewer if those things need to be expanded? I guess I'm asking that uh, data center contracts be very long term, to cover the life of the infrastructure which is being built to service them, so that we as taxpayers don't get left holding the bag if a company decides to renege on its commitments. Um, I'm also asking that we prioritize clean energy and battery storage to mitigate the potential health effects that are associated with fossil fuels. I can go into those, but I think that the PSC is well aware of the kinds of concerns which have been voiced with regards to the impacts of fossil fuels on individual health. Um, all right. And then I guess, something which I don't know if, which we don't know about because of the closed nature of the um, negotiations. I think that most people in Wisconsin are looking at things and saying, well, there are going to be really limited benefits to me as a Wisconsinite. Most of the money which is going to accumulate as a result of data centers is probably going to accumulate to a taxpayer, or not taxpayers, but stockholders who live out of state. Um, Profits will go to Alliant Energy and its stockholders. There are local community benefits to be sure, but the potential for cost burden in terms of what's going to happen with grid infrastructure, what's going to happen with utility, with electrical generation, and what's going to happen with water are unknown at this point in time. I do have patients who are being, seasonally are hit by energy burden who will make decisions with regards to when they're going to be seen in follow-up based on their finances, which are negatively being impacted, in the coldest winter months and the hottest summer months. So I have seen those kinds of negotiations with regards to follow-ups. So it does impact people for sure. And with that, I will close my remarks and thank you for your attention.
Well, thanks very much. Appreciate the comment. So we had Jody Schadschleg. I hope I'm getting that close. And then Lisa, and then Meg Finnertley. If you do want to comment, Jody, just unmute, turn on your camera. Oh, yeah, see you there. Let me pin you here. All right, got you going. So let's have you swear in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, state and spell your name, please.
My name is Jody Siechlag.
Oh, nowhere near.
You did better the second time.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. It's spelled JodeSiedschlag.
All right, great. Thanks. Go ahead.
I'm a resident of the town of Trenton. We're also small business owners out here. And we live fairly close to the data center, but not as close as some who are really suffering the consequences already. They are severe. I went along knocking on doors to just let people know of some of the resources that are out there to help them, those that are nearby. Maybe 7 doors, and there were 2 that were significantly impacted already. One was crying, telling us about her house, the roof sagging, the floor sagging, potentially their septic being collapsed. My point on that being that those of us around the data center are already suffering so many things in so many ways, and our voice is not being heard. So I appreciate you guys having this opportunity because of the number of things that are affecting us are so numerous. And then to hear that they're trying to charge us for 25% of Meta's infrastructure was just a huge slap in the face, another one. And I wanted to come on and just let our voices be heard. I appreciate that. We're also property owners and taxpayers in the city of Beaver Dam. So we'll be impacted. Number one, 820 acres of land were annexed out of the town of Trenton into the city of Beaver Dam. So we'll lose all that tax revenue. I expect our property taxes here in the town of Trenton, as both residents and business owners, will increase. I also would highly expect that the value of our property, which was a big part of our plan for retirement, is probably going to decrease. Our property in Beaver Dam, their taxes, especially due to the incentives already given to Meta through the TID that it was in, will definitely increase our property taxes there by up to 17% in the first year. And that being said, utility bills are already going up. I can't even imagine, with all the redacted items in this contract, how much more they would go up if you pass this contract and give Alliant their request to give Meta even more benefits on the backs of us little guys. So obviously I'm asking that you would reject that contract. I also want to say I agree with so much of what Jed said. It was well said. A lot of things that are on my heart that I'm not thinking of right now. I didn't have anything written planned to say. But that's all I can think of. I agree with those that had said earlier today. I watched the 1 o'clock hearing that had said, requested that you make a kind of a blanket contract that covers all of these big people, because we're just batting bees all over the place trying to put out fires that they're coming at us with. And if when we started our business here in the town of Trenton 25 years ago, we had to go before the county and, request what we were doing, which impacted nobody. And this got bulldozed over us with no notice until after 30 days after. It was way past the 30 days of that contract being signed, so there was nothing we could do about it. We couldn't even check if they did the environmental impact studies, which I highly doubt they did. But anyway, when we started making renewable energy with pellets in our shop, we needed 3-phase. And the expense of the infrastructure to bring 3-phase to our house was probably $20,000, was beyond what we could afford. I would never ask anybody else to pay 25% of that infrastructure so I can use it. And that's what we feel they're asking to do. And I'm begging you not to do that to us. Thank you.
All right. Thanks very much. Because we had Lisa next. Did you want to comment, Lisa? Put you down as no answer for now. Meg Finnertley. There we go. Gotcha. All right, let me just centered here. Great. Okay, excellent. Let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you, the right hand. There you go. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right. State and spell your name, please.
Meg, M-E-G. Last name is F as in Frank, I-N-E. R as in Randy, T as in Y. T as in Tom and Y. I don't live in the impacted area directly, but I have listened to several of these proposals, and ironically, there's no data or not enough data in what we can see about the dams. If I was still a scientist and still had to get some grant money, I'd never get through the first door. There's just not enough information. The public service has to be our eyes and ears and get more data and have the proposal make sense, or reject it and then ask for more data. I think that we need to seriously consider the impact on the water, the air, the soil, because a lot of these data centers are using a lot of trace minerals, rare minerals, and this is just going to escalate. Where I live in the western part of the state, we're having more transmission lines being built that are huge and out of, just because we don't need the capacity now, and it's not even forecast for our use. It's forecast for these data centers. And I think that we need to start thinking seriously about, why do we have to do this so fast? Why can't we scale it back and do it right? And I'm asking that the PSC reconsider what the proposals are and get the data right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks very much. Megan Pierce, or Megan Pierce. See you there. Okay.
Hello.
Hi. Your camera's a little blurry. Maybe that's just, I don't think that's your connection, so that's a good thing. But I'm just gonna put you down here. Excuse me. All right, let's swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, state and spell your name for us.
Megan, Meghan, Pierce, Pierce.
Great, go ahead.
I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. And I kind of want to just highlight some things I heard another person say earlier tonight. I'm an Alliant Energy customer, and for me, I think it's important to require Alliant to pursue, like someone had said, a very large customer tariff, and for that to be mandatory for all current and future large loads, which would be like 100 kilowatt or more projects in its territory. And I think customers definitely deserve more transparency. A lot of people have noted that tonight, and more consistent treatment of customers. And for this very large customer tariff, or any contract for any very large customer, I think should include some certain points. One being that the large customer, I think, should pay for 100% of the new energy demand, including the costs of new infrastructure and fuel. I think another point being that the term of the contract protects residential and small business ratepayers for the full lifetime of the infrastructure. I think the contract should prioritize a new clean energy and avoid risky gas prices and fuel price shifting. And I think it should be a requirement for reporting mechanisms and enforcement of the contract itself. So that's what I'd like to share, and I support what a lot of people have said, saying that there should be more regulations to projects like this. So thank you for your time.
All right, thanks for being here. All right, so let me give you a couple names. So Sarah will be next. and then Yusuf, and we have someone called Zoom user, so we'll try them third. So let's see, Sarah, you had your screen. I keep saying that your camera on already. Let me just pin you here. You're all ready to go, I see. Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Oh, and I have you muted. Just a second. Okay, there we go. So can you answer that, please?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So state and spell your name, please.
All right. So my name is Sarah with an H, like Sarah from the Bible, and then Zarling, Z as in zebra, rhymes with darling.
Go ahead.
Mr. Newmark, we meet again. Last
Yes.
time I saw you, I was getting my hair done, and I had to run out of the salon. It's good times. The first time I
Glad you're
saw
back.
you, I'm sorry.
I'm glad you're back.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'd say I'm glad to be back, but I don't know. Let's see. So, yeah, the first time I met you was on October 3rd in 2024 when I sat down next to you at the Drury Hotel in downtown Milwaukee, and I raised my right hand to testify in a hearing about We Energies wishing to raise the rates of its customers for the third year in a row. The first thing I said was that I appreciated the opportunity to speak, although we know these decisions are usually made before everyone sits down in the room, that it's still nice that we at least have the illusion that we have a voice. I'm not usually an I was right kind of person, but after a large organized citizen rally to the hearing, organizations who brought food for the long haul, and overwhelming citizen opposition to that rate increase, we all know how that turned out. And I feel like I'm back there again. I would be remiss if I didn't say that because of that verdict and others since then, I have started calling you the Utility Service Commission because it does not appear that you are serving the public. I continue to find it increasingly frustrating that we are being governed by a system that puts industry over citizens and profits over people. It should be a given that corporations that make millions or billions in profits should have to pay for their projects instead of the regular people who are struggling to provide basic necessities for their families, like paying their power bill. I believe that this situation exposes inherent flaws in a clearly broken system. I hope this can be a harsh reminder of how vital it is that citizens stay engaged with their local and state government goings-on and remember that elected officials are working for us. We have a right and a duty to hold them accountable and urge them to put their constituents before corporations. If you wish to uphold your duty to the public, being the Public Service Commission, you will not grant the application to a corporation that can more than afford to pay their own way. Otherwise, you will live on as the Utility Service Commission. I would also like to note for the record that this project has forever changed Beaver Dam and the surrounding area. It is now an official ugly scar on Google Maps as well as the land itself. The negative impact to residents who live nearest the construction is immeasurable and beyond shameful. And I would like to give a shout out to Jody because she's one of those residents and she has been active in the movement since the beginning of this, and her work and her heart is beautiful and deep. The community has been divided, residents have been left in the dark, and their taxes will be raised, just to name a few, and speaking very mildly. These are things that shouldn't be happening. I implore you to not pour salt into the already open wound that these people have been forced to carry. I have been on the ground in Beaver Dam since September, working with residents and seeing this play out with my own eyes and feeling it with my heart. You may not agree and might even think I'm being dramatic, but these are crimes against humanity.
All
Thank
done?
you.
Yeah, okay. Great, thanks. Thanks for being here. Okay, so Yusuf and then Zoom user. Go ahead, Yusuf. Did you want to give a comment? Just unmute. Turn on your camera. Okay, I'll put you down as no answer for now. How about Zoom user? Who are you? Let us know if you'd like to make a comment.
Hi.
Nope. I see you there. Okay, great.
How's it going?
Good enough.
All right.
So let me let me swear you in first. So raise your right hand. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I swear to uphold the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Great. And give us your name and spell it for us, please.
Mitchell Lauersdorf, Mitchell, Lauersdorf, Lauersdorf.
All right, go ahead.
So I've already been to a couple of these hearings. I find them to be pretty worthless because we already all know what the answer is going to be. But I just want to come up here and say, I have been warning everyone that maybe we should start looking into PSC's private bank records, because there is no reason that this many people can show up to a meeting and be oppose it and have the facts and evidence to oppose it. Meanwhile, the corporation has nothing, has no evidence that of what they're going to do. They have no. If I submitted what they have as a research project to a middle school, that would be declined, as they would be like, "What is this? This is incomplete." But I also want to remind everyone that we don't have to thank you for this. We don't have to thank you for having this meeting. It should be obligatory. I served 6 years in the National Guard. I should have the privilege and the right to speak to my representatives. That is what America was built on. And I want to remind everyone too that even though there was very few people that showed up, there is way more people in opposition to this than what meets the eye. Because most people are working, most people are too tired to come to these things. Most people don't have the energy to invest in this kind of talking. But when you start messing with their money, when you start increasing the utility bills, when you start taking away their ability to find entertainment, when you stop taking away their ability to make their lives manageable and enjoyable, they're going to react. And this has happened throughout history. Look at Rome. You got the corporations are not paying attention. This has never worked out for anyone. Greed has never worked in anyone's favor. As soon as the working class can't afford their shit, there's no controlling it anymore. That's it. That's the society. That's society ends. That's literally. I don't know how else to make it more clear. Like, working class, if you do not support them, they will get mad, and when they get mad, they're gonna get physical, because that's all they know. Because you took away their education, now you're taking away their money, and it's just gonna keep going down that hill until someone has had enough. And again, I really want to make sure that to emphasize that I think that we should all be looking into our all of our representatives' banks accounts, to be honest, because at this point it's clear that just about everyone's corrupt, because there's no way we can have this many people and this much evidence in opposition and these things still be built. These things still be built despite property prices going down around the data center already, despite how high our electricity bills are already, despite the possibility that we might even have to pay for the data center ourselves. In my opinion, paying 100%.
All right, hang on, off the record. Just please keep it clean, all right? I don't have a problem with saying whatever you want to say, but no profanity, okay?
Okay, I'll try my best.
All right. Well,
but yeah.
Make it happen, please. All right, let's go back on.
I forgot what I was saying. Hold on. What? Oh, do you remember? What?
We can have you read back the last thing.
Yes?
Yeah,
okay.
We'll read it back.
So yeah, our prices are already going. I don't understand.
She's just reading back what you said.
Do you want me to read? Yeah.
I got it. Don't worry, man.
You're good? All right, go ahead.
All right. So what I was saying was, this company is possibly going to ask us to partially foot the bill. Even if that's a small possibility. No, and I don't even think they should pay 100%. I think they should be paying 150%. I think they should be paying for our bills. Hell, if they're this rich that they can build this giant data center, cover my bill, bro. Like, what do you mean? And why are we doing this when there's Wisconsin residents that went without power this year? During that cold frost, we had, what, 1,500 residents in Rock County alone go without power? That's not acceptable. And now we're going to build a data center and take more power away from people. And I bet money that if we have another electrical problem, the data center is going to be like, I just don't need the power. They're going to start calling themselves whatever they called them, essential. We're essential. We're AI. No, they're not. And they're going to take power from us, and they're going to start killing people, and they're going to start calling people to lose their houses and start causing people to lose their retirement. It's already happening. And I don't think people understand how angry the average person is going to get. They don't pay attention to this stuff. We do. And the people that have the patience to show up for this kind of thing are a minority. The people who don't show up for this thing have no patience, no understanding of their own autonomy, no understanding of their voting rights, no understanding that they can even show up for these things. All they know is, I can no longer afford my life. Who is to blame? The data center. And I don't think they are thinking that through. And I don't think anyone's realizing just how close this society is to collapsing as a whole. And it's scary, and I think it's real. And I also think that our politicians are clearly corrupt. Yeah, like I said, I've spoken to about a lot of these, and I've already given evidence and science and money about why we shouldn't do this, but it doesn't matter. Again, I'm not thanking you for this ability to speak up, because I think that is the least the government should be doing, when I also think that the government should be fully transparent. All right. That's it.
Right. Well, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. All right, that's Zoom user, and just going back to the top of my list, it looks like John Risk might have come in after we passed over the J's here, so I'm going to give you a chance. Can you turn on your camera? I see you there. Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Perfect.
Excellent. Let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right. State your name and spell it for us.
I'm Jonathan Rizk, Jonathan, last name Rizk. So I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. Don't worry, I'll be nice and brief. But I'm just absolutely disgusted that this proposal has even got to this state and contains barely any information, such as how much or the percent of infrastructure and fuel that we paid for hardworking Wisconsinites, the term length of the contract, and other utility proposals in Wisconsin. The contracts were too short, leaving customers on the hook to pay for all of the bills. The amount of electricity the data center would use. I mean, don't you think that's an important thing for Wisconsinites to know? Even the name of the developer is hidden from the public in the record. I mean, look, I get it. The PSC is rubber stamping authority for corporations such as big tech and the utility monopolies in our state that exist to give the illusion that there exists public oversight. I mean, look, as a software engineer, if I created a design for some project, but I left out all of the critical details, my coworkers would be furious. So PSC, all of us here pay you. So do your fucking job.
All right. Nice. Thanks. All right. That's all I have. Nice final words from the public. Lisa, you never answered if you wanted to speak. Just give you a second chance here. Yeah, Lisa, are you there? You unmuted. Can you get your camera on, Lisa? Did you want to give a comment? Just no. Okay, you're muted again. Okay. All right. So that's all the people we have for comments. I don't see anyone new on our list here. So at this point, we're going to close up. I did want to remind people that for those of you, I guess everyone. Well, we have one person didn't speak, but We do have written comment periods still open till March 3rd. I'm going to share that again on the screen share. So you can feel free to file a written comment if you have not made a comment yet and pass the word around. I'm going to just add that back to the chat again, so you have that available. Otherwise, that's it. We'll be back here on Zoom for the party hearing session Thursday, February 26th at 10 a.m. I just recommend, or I request that the public join us through the YouTube live stream, because it's not a forum for the public at that point. If you don't have an internet connection, you can call in to Zoom. I'll just keep you muted. Otherwise, that's all we need at this point. So I do appreciate everyone joining us, giving us your opinion on the case, and I will present your comments to the commissioners when they make their decision for review as they make their decision. So thanks very much, everyone. Take care, and we're adjourned.